Welcome, dudes. What's going on? All right, so I'm gonna hope the stream is not too messed up right now. I'm getting lots of errors from YouTube saying that the stream ingest is all jacked up. I don't know what happened. The other week I checked the stream, it looked fine, but then I rewatched it, and it had a lot of like buffering issues and like weird pixelation. So something's messed up, and apparently it's still messed up. So that'll be something I have to figure out after tonight's stream. I was hoping it was gonna like fix itself, but that is that's not the case. So, but I apologize for anyone who has to suffer through like low. I don't know. It looks okay now, but you know, it's YouTube's not happy about it. It's thinking my bit rate is like really low for some reason, even though let me just double check real quick. Doing live troubleshooting. Yeah, see, I have my bit rate way higher than what YouTube thinks it is. So something got mismatched. I might have to regenerate my stream key, but that's a problem for another day. So welcome to Commander Therapy Session Frontline. Hi, Vector. Today we got a whole bunch of fun things we're going to talk about. We're going to go over CN news. We're going to talk about General Lu. We're going to do a little like segment on her abilities and everything. There's going to be no gambling tonight, fortunately. I think after we're done with the CN news segment, we're going to hop into Gunsmoke Funline, and we're going to have the most fun that we've ever funned before. We're going to kind of just do some testing with Sakura. Like, I don't expect anything like crazy out of her. I just kind of want to see how she interacts with some of the other fire units. I don't know if it's worth... in fact, I know it's not worth picking her up just for that. But we're going to do that for fun today. And then I will like kind of try hard my own runs at a different time. So let's start with CN news. Hopefully this part of the stream didn't get messed up. Let's see if I can relocate some of these windows on my screen. YouTube, you're a disaster, and I'm blaming YouTube for this whole thing. Telling me my stream rate's 1,000. Get out of here, dude. Oh, and it's all pixel. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just like looking. Whatever. Okay, let's get the news up. So we kind of had talked about this a little bit last time. It was confirmed that it was General Lu. That was the next character that's coming on CN side. And the only reason I want to cover that is because it kind of has important things for us to be aware of in the future. I don't think we're going to get her anytime soon because of like story reasons as usual. And because our schedule is already a little delayed to begin with. But it's good to know for future team building considerations and whatnot. So let's pull up. We want this window, this guy, and can you guys see it? All right, I mean you can, but you can't. So I'm just gonna play. This is like their trailer that they had for her. We'll just play the whole trailer through real quick, and then I'm going to rewind a teeny tiny bit when they show the skills, and we'll go over what I'm assuming are like the translated skills. Not in this video, but I have them pulled up on the side here. Yeah, sorry, I don't have English subtitles. But here are the different skills that she has. That's just the basic auto. And like I said, we'll talk about these in depth in a second. They did a really cool job with like the sci-fi version of her gun too. So this is her first skill. She has a horse summon in case you didn't catch that. The second skill there. And then... I'm sorry, that's the second skill. I forgot. The alt was at the beginning. I forgot they previewed these out of order, but... Is that the... I'll let you guys watch in case you guys have not been keeping up on the news. Alright, so... that's your character intro. Let's rewind a teeny tiny bit. Let's go to... I think the beginning of the skill starts here. So this is her alt. I said real quick though, let's talk about this. This is the gun. The only thing I hate about this is they did this annoying ass scope mount Picatinny rail nonsense. I know why they do this, because you have to have scopes from the game on the weapons, but God, it looks ugly. Take a nice looking gun and then just do that to it. Anyway, the sci-fi version looks really cool. I like what they did with it. But let's look at the skills. So this is the alt here. We'll just play back the animation. Okay, so let's pull up if I can get my Discord to show. These are the translated. Let's hide the video. So these are the translated abilities. So the ultimate there is very straightforward. Her mount, which is in this translated as Pegasus, gains coordinated combat, which is just, you know, a buffed state, and deals hydro damage. Attack is considered a loaded attack, which is kind of a new thing that they're doing with this unit. So she is a, as we'll see in a second here at the top, she is a HP scaling unit, which is nothing too unheard of, right? Like that's essentially how Springfield works. And there's a little bit of synergy with a couple other units, but so she's the first one that's going to scale her basic attacks off of her max HP. So she's a Hydra unit, obviously. We kind of guessed that she's a Hydra unit last time. We knew that one of the upcoming units was probably going to be Hydro. It appears to be her. That I guess that means G41 is likely going to be electric, unless they also make her Hydro. I don't know. Maybe they, like I said, they like to do that. They like to release the units in like sequential order for the element to like kind of turbocharge an element. But we'll see. I'm going to guess that G41 is either electric or Hydro. I'm not sure how I feel about that though. Anyway, so General Lu is gonna, she like kind of alternates between using basic attacks and using her skill / alt. So she's like one of those characters that has a more than average reliance on using basic attacks, which is kind of cool. There's not too many units. Like Perry does that. Not G11. Mishti does that as well. But so she's gonna be like the kind of probably the first like main damage dealer that really utilizes this HP scaling mechanic, which it's kind of whatever to me. It'll be at least fun and interesting to have to build a new gear set for her, because you won't just be using attack crit rate pieces. You'll probably have to use HP crit rate pieces. I know, so creative. So the next ability, let's see, this is all or nothing. Let's see if we fast forward in the video here. So let's go back to the video. So yeah, that was her alt, by the way. That was just like I said, just a targeted damage. And she and the horse enter the coordinated combat state, pick a target and do a bunch of HP scaling damage attacked with. Okay, so this I believe is just, I believe this one is the skill 1. Yes. Okay. So the way this works is, we'll pull up the explanation again. So she consumes all confectants, deals hydro damage targeted to the enemy, and then based on the number of points consumed, she and her summon Pegasus gain precision. Now it's not clear what this buff does. There's not really a translation for what precision does. But increases the multiplier of base attacks, and then after the skill, she gets to do additional movement, and it's considered a coordinated or a loaded attack. So she went scaling. I believe that's what this one is. Let me just double check the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what this one was. Like I said, these aren't matched up exactly well, and I don't have the translations for the symbols, but I'm pretty sure that's this one. Let's go next one real quick. Oops, video again. So this is the other one. Let me rewind it just a teeny bit. So this is a movement-based ability. This is the second one, skill 2, strategic masterstroke. So strategic masterstroke here. Lands on the selected tile and relocates Pegasus to a position near her. If you're in the coordinated combat state, which I'm going to assume you're going to be in the coordinated combat state the entire time unless something bad happens and you get killed. or the standby state, which is what happens when it gets killed. Remove it, and then you get an additional command, and you re-enter the state. Right? No, I'm sorry. Remove the state. This is the way they have this worded. Hope they brush this up a little bit in the translation. But so you get an additional command. So most likely you'll probably just do a basic attack with this. I'm gonna guess that's kind of the. I'm gonna guess that's gonna be kind of like the gameplay loop for her. It's gonna be all or nothing, and then you just alternate between strategic masterstroke and her basic attack on targets. Then you all or nothing whenever you need to reapply this buff. Once again, there's not really any description on what precision does, like how long it lasts, etc. It just kind of is a good self buff is the best way to put it. So anyway, she's gonna be pretty interesting, and then I guess we'll talk about her passive real quick. Let's scroll it here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. After she let's finish that skill. After she teleports to that square, which you see in the video there. Let me back up. She teleports to the square, then the horse gets put in the spot next to it, and it didn't show it there, but it should use a point defense autocannon. I don't know if they just cut the video out early or what the deal is with that. But anyway, the horse should attack whatever her target is. Anyway, interesting. Another Hydro unit that's, like I said, pet based. It's going to do lots of targeted damage as HP scaling. The passive here is nothing crazy, right? It's just her and the pet scale, obviously, based on her stats. Again, they don't tell you what lockdown state is. So after she uses all or nothing or her ultimate, and clicks lockdown on the target, it's hard to tell from these translations if this is what the effect of lockdown does or not. We could go with that. We'll just pretend like this is what lockdown does. But anyway, we'll have to get like the official translation, like as far as how everything nests together. But this is nothing crazy, right? This would only affect. So physical summons have to be units that are on the field. So this does not affect like Springfield's bird. This would only work on Florence's bear, and I guess it would work on Niketa's dog as well. I don't think it would work on anything else. Trying to think. There's nobody else that has like a physical summon. If it is, it's someone inconsequential. Anyway, like I said, she's obviously meant to be run with Springfield, Florence, and Niketa. Like that's the team. Which is interesting because there's like 2 Sentinels on that team. We'll have to see. The thing that caught my attention when I was looking over this kit is like, you know how like the new units for fire have the Ember mechanic, and like there's like they were trying to push these like new mechanics for each element. This, thank you, Papa Shy has a summon. Yeah, I know. Like I said, inconsequential to the bigger discussion, but to me, there's nothing that jumps out about having like a new overall mechanic for the Hydro units, right? Like I said, the fire team has the Ember mechanic now. And I was interested to see what the mechanic going forward was going to be for Hydro. It doesn't seem like there is one. It seems like the team is just going to continue to be pet based. It's possible like loaded attacks are the new mechanic, but not super clear. We can look at her keys real quick. This is another thing that's starting to get a little repetitive to me. I looked over these keys. The keys seem like it's 3 keys that you take all the time, and 1 key you can rotate out if the situation calls for it. But the ones you seem like you always take is when the pet's in the coordinated combat state, you increase the damage. Like, okay, this is just a free damage increase, like essentially all the time. So of course you're going to take that. Precision increases crit rate. Once again, you're probably always going to take that unless you have a hard time hitting 100% crit rate, in which case you can drop it for one of the other ones, which we'll get to in a second. Once again, cleanse the target's debuff. It's like, okay, another Gunsmoke specific thing. Immune to control effects. You'll never take this, right? The pet usually will never get CC'd. This is another one. you'll see a lot of repetition with these keys, and that's why I'm kind of getting like starting to roll my eyes at this. These are almost exactly the same keys that Lind had, and they're almost exactly the same keys as some of the other units have. Like these are almost like one-to-one replacements. Like this one here, like I said, after you use Master Stroke, you get additional movement. Well, that's exactly how Lind's ability works. And I want to say there's a couple other units that have the same thing, where it's like after you use their ability. I want to say Basti even had this on her kit, but whatever. And then there's this one after ally physical summon, including Pegasus attacks, she gets Convectance Insects. You're just going to take that all the time, because remember, the second skill, is it? Or is it the first skill? You dump all your Confectants and you do damage based on the Confectants, which is kind of how Niketa works. So you just always want to generate as much Confectants as possible. So yeah, you're always going to take Rallying Cry. You're always going to take Perfect Synergy. And then your third key is like, do you need more crit rate? If not, you can remove boss buffs or whatever. Like, that's it. It's almost like it starts to get to the point where it's like, why even bother having these if you're like, this whole fixed key system is starting to get watered down into like, just take the same ones every time, and every character gets like the same cookie cutter keys, which is like, this really should be like flexible for builds. Like, I feel like these keys, they really need to lean into keys that do different things and either maybe change the playstyle slightly. For example, Lewis's is a good example of one that it allows you to use her with non-fire unit. Like, that is a good key. That's like something I like to see. These ones are just so whatever. And then the weapon just does it even say in here? Yeah, the weapon is just very basic. Increases summon and her hydro damage, and then critical damage of basic attacks are increased. So once again, doesn't work on too many people, because you couldn't even use this on Niketa really, because like Niketa doesn't do basic attacks. So whatever. Anyway, let's see. That's enough of that. We can minimize that now. So we covered CN news. I'm still excited for her. I know I just kind of talked down on her and her kit, but I'm really excited for the character. I think it's going to be lots of fun. She seemed like she's going to fit with the rest of the theme of, like I said, Hydro seems to be going very strictly summon units. They're moving away from the multiple turn thing. That seems to only be something that that we're going to do and see with Ololol. We won't really see much of that, I think, going forward. I think Hydro is going to be specifically at base attacks, which is why I'm interested to see who else gets dumped into the Hydro team category, because that means they're getting a summon. Whoever is next on the team is getting a pet. Okay, let's get to Gunsmoke Funline. Okay, so this is some stuff I wanted to test. Let's big room. So I wanted to see how Sakura interacts with the other characters. Now we get to use the good old core, and I'm going to use Lewis as well, and then we're going to use Sakura in the last slot. She's in here somewhere. I know she's there. She is. So we only have one Sakura. I had to bug my friend to put this Sakura up. It seems everybody skipped this character completely. So we're gonna make do with this. We don't really care about the strength too much. He's got the we went over these keys before. Let me just double check them. Bad luck, Sakura mark. Yeah, this is close enough. I'm pretty sure these are the ones you're gonna run in this situation. So we'll use her. I'm just interested to see. I believe he has the weapon, right? My boy, Joskizzle. You get the weapon, right? Yeah, okay. He's got the weapon. I'm interested to see what a segment 0 Sakura does compared to like the other fire team members. Like, she's gonna probably score the lowest on this team, because my Lewis has a max remolding pattern. She doesn't. So I expect Lewis to outperform her. I'm interested to see how she performs compared to, say, a segment 0 Gohan. That's kind of what we're here to test. I might even, can I pick one that doesn't affect us at all? This should Well, I guess it doesn't matter. This affects the whole team equally as well, so this won't slant anything. Yeah, we'll just leave this on. Just checking to think. Vector has got the key now, so she's going to be healing. I think this will work. Yeah, Denzel, you just missed it. We just went over the General Lu kit, and she is definitely Hydro. She's Hydro themed in both the fact that she has a pet and she synergizes with the other Hydro units, including being an HP scaling Sentinel, and then also actually does Hydro damage. I don't know if it said actually. I'm pretty sure it said in those. Yeah, deals Hydro damage in those translations. So it is 100% confirmed. She is a Hydro unit. I think we still want Lewis to give Sharkery and Vector. I'm just trying to think how we're going to do this. Vector is going to come to there. That can go. Yeah, that should be fine. We're not going to get too crazy with the strats on this one. I'm not going to be soaking the corners. That might make this a little too confusing. I said I just kind of want to see what the baseline is, and I want to see how she interacts with a lot of the other units, because oh yeah, this is something I noticed before. This is kind of weird. So the reason this is happening before we even start, which is actually kind of suboptimal. Stop, please stop. Oh my god. Okay, that's a problem, actually. So there's two reasons why. So okay, what happened there? What happened there for people who don't know? Start of the battle. It's because of the fixed keys that I had my boy put on her. Which now seeing it in action with my team, I realize they might be a problem. So at the start of the battle, she puts bad luck on the enemy for 3 turns. That's whatever. Then this other key, hard work and guts. At the start of the battle, she puts 1 stack of Sakura mark on 3 random enemies. I'm pretty sure the way this works is it's not worded this way, but judging by what just happened there, it's 3 individual marks, one after another, not all at the same time. So it applies 1 mark, triggers whatever it's going to trigger, then applies another mark, and keeps going until all 3. He's running this other key. When a mark is applied, not by her ultimate, it applies Overburn. So what happened there is it did hard work and guts, so it put the mark on the boss 3 individual times, and every single time it put on the mark on the boss, it applied Overburn, which triggered Vector to do a emergency support. And I think Sharkery also did it one based off that. Yeah, both Sharkery and Vector's emergency supports are triggered by that. So each one of these units did 3 attacks for one for each Sakura mark that was applied. The problem with that, none of those triggered Changju, because Changju needs a targeted attack. Now I think we're still going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're going to be short now. Oh no, I lied because we have the tin soldiers. We're at 5, 6. We're good. Okay, we can still trigger all of Changju's. The other reason that's a big loss is because we didn't have her ult up. Luckily, the boss is already weak to fire, but we didn't have incineration tiles down. We didn't have blazing assault. We didn't have what's the debuff she put on them called? Overheat combustion. So we missed out on a lot of damage from that. Obviously, he can't change the key mid-battle, so we're just gonna have to go with it. But that's not great. I don't know if I like that. Like, it's kind of cool that the boss is already down to 37 stability, but not super sure how I feel about it. Yeah, Denzel, I'm super excited for General Lu as well. I don't think we're gonna get her expedited, but I would be very happy if they did. I would not be upset about it. This will clip that one and that one. that it would be pretty cool for her to come early, but I'm gonna guess not. And to be honest, the waiting list just keeps getting longer. We can't keep pushing back the release schedule forever and always. Eventually we have to just deal with the fact that we are going to be behind on units. But that's good, because what I'm really interested to see, Denzel, is that if she is as cracked as, like, say, Niketa is at segment 6, I have almost enough tickets, I think, saved up that I can start to get towards that next character, segment 6. I'm just really on the fence on who it's going to be. I would really like it to be G41, but if I hate what they do with her and her playstyle, it might not be. So I would not be upset if they made a really cool segment 6 playstyle for General Liu, and I could, start saving and up in time. Okay, let's figure out how we're gonna. So Sakura can go. That's no problem. She's maxed out on her confectants. Thanks to those 37 attacks she did at the beginning of the fight, she's got more than enough to double ult. No Sakura 6-star tonight? Well, it's your fault we don't have a Sakura 6-star, bro. Gotta get on that. This is all your fault. You missed it. I don't know if you saw it, Josco. These keys that we have equipped on her, they did like an avalanche of attacks at the beginning of the match. Luckily, I think this is a one-time thing, because these are start of the battle. Both these are start of the battle, so I think it'll even itself out and it won't be a problem going forward, but we'll see. Now, so this is the part I'm not so sure about with Sakura, right? This is an AoE attack. This won't trigger a follow-up from Changju. This is an AoE. This is a targeted. So the only one that's going to contribute to Changju's attacks is Misfortune Delay. The problem is we have to get the ult up, don't we? Because we want the 3 stacks of Sakura. She also needs to have good luck. That's the only way she gets good luck, right? Yeah. I think that's the only way she gets good luck. This applies bad luck. So I think we have to do this, which is not great. I think we're going to miss one. Just thinking about this. Vector was 1, 2. Darkery was 3, 4. Lys is 5. No, maybe I lied. Maybe Lys will be... Oh, no, we'll be 1 short. And you get 6 attacks on this team. This is the part that really hurts. Oh, I hate this too. Okay, this was something else we saw. Yeah, this is... Okay, so that happened again because she put... Is it the passive that does it? At the start of the turn, she gains 2 confectants and applies 2 stacks of Sakura Mark to 3 random enemies, which is what happened there. She put it on this guy, and the boss. Once again, every time she applies it, she puts an overburn on them, which caused Sharkery and Vector to go ballistic and just start killing everything. That's not the worst this turn. Yeah, I don't like them wasting attacks on those, right? Ideally, Vector should be able to keep this half of the arena clear with her ult, and we'd only have to worry about this guy down here. But now we've wasted a bunch of our attacks killing these, which is not great. This makes it goofy. Weird. Because this is the one thing... Oh, and she didn't put it on this bug. Oh, and the boss... Okay, so this whole turn is just... It's all a disaster, dude. This is... I already don't like her. I already don't like her. This is another unit where it's like, it seems like everything's going fine until you like actually start using the unit, and then it's not going so fine, because you're about to see why. It's weird because there's like synergies between these units, but they're almost like annoying anti-synergies. Like they work together, but it almost is like they're working against each other. Because what the problem here is, I mean, we could kind of solve this problem by taking that key off, which, I mean, I can't do that right now in the middle of this run, but we could take that key off so that it doesn't apply overburn, which would stop all these attacks from going all over the place. But because the problem with what happened there is, okay, so she put it on this one, and the boss, right? Well, because it went on each one, they all got an overburn stack, which caused Vector and Sharkery to attack them. The issue is it detonates the stacks too, so these guys just died, so it doesn't matter. But this guy, when Sharkery and Vector did the follow-up attack because of the overburn that was applied, it detonated the Sakura mark, which means now she's got no targets to teleport to. She can teleport to her allies, because that's how the ability works. So, you know, it could be allies or enemies, but ideally she wants to teleport to right here. If this guy would have had the mark on him, she could have teleported to right there. Maybe we'll see that in future turns. This guy down here should be okay, so we're just gonna... Yeah, I know she works fine without that key, Paul. It's just... It's annoying to have that work in that way. Like, you almost want all the units that have those type of abilities just to synergize without having to, like, micromanage them. Yeah, because see, there it happened again. At least Embers got triggered at the right time this time. Yeah, still didn't. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We can kind of work with this, though. Let's just have you come here. See, if we hadn't wasted all those attacks on these guys, you could just throw Vector's ult, like, right about here-ish, and get all the bugs in this part of the field. Although, to be honest, they would also probably be attacking our units up here. So we have to adjust a little. Right, well, we're just gonna keep going. We'll just, you know, we'll make do with what we got. Josh, I'm not exactly sure what you were asking, but if you were asking of why the crazy chain of follow-up attacks was happening, it was because, yeah, you don't have Sakura, or you don't have Sharkery when you did it. Although, like I said, Vector triggers the same number as well. Because Vector and Sharkery both trigger based off of when Overburn is applied. It's gonna be a sad turn. Oh, right and click. There we go. See, my issue, Paul, is that... Oh, God. We might be able to fix this. Maybe we can fix this. Hold up. Why is Lewis one confectance short? Is it because Sharkery had to do a non-fire attack? It's the passive. Oh, that's for ranks of tin soldiers. It's volley fire, I thought, that triggers it. When units with an attached sealed soldier deal burn damage with an active skill or basic attack. Okay, that's the problem. It has to be burn damage on the attack, not the follow-ups. Okay, well, this is all scuffed. We can kind of fix it next turn, but it's... we'll just do this then. We'll have her alt up next turn. I thought you went G41 VTuber for a bet. No, I despise VTubers. I would never do that. Or myself. Lewis needs a key for the Tin Soldiers thing. Not on this team, she doesn't. This team is all running fire units. That's mildly annoying. Do one more attack. We'll do Vector here. Yeah, so Shadow, the secret of Spreading Smiles key is for non-fire units to trigger the attacks. And do I even have it on her? No, I don't. You know, actually, you might have a point now that I think about it. I don't have the key in front of me to know how it reads, but if it allows volley fire to happen off of basic attacks as well, because the whole issue there was that Charkery had to use a normal attack because that's just how her rotation goes. And I guess that would fix it, right? Because if it triggered the volley fire off of it, I can't remember if it's volley fire or merit stacks that it affects. Gotta be volley fire, right? Yeah, because this is the one that does merit stacks. Okay, you actually might be onto something. I might have been able to fix that with that key. You're right. The reason I didn't want to... So here, in this particular team, it's kind of weird, right? Because we need 2 units that make a targeted attack every turn. That's not Changju, because Changju is always alting. Vector is a great first candidate, so we need a second candidate. And Sakura is not a great second candidate because this is not a targeted attack. I'm pretty sure this does not proc it. Because it has to be a... It's got to be a basic or a skill, right? An active skill or basic attack. I lied. It doesn't have to be targeted. It's just got to be active. Ooh, it might be able to work with this then. We could maybe finagle that. So it might get kind of dicey later on. Yeah, because we'd have to be very careful about how we use the confectants so that we didn't run out at a very important time. But we could maybe make that work. That's a lot of, I'll be honest, that's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of thinking. Yeah, sorry, Paul. Forgive me for not being able to keep these 37 million kits straight. You're right. It has to just be a active attack, right? It needs to be active skill or basic attack. So it doesn't necessarily care whether it's targeted or not. Chongju cares about whether it's targeted for her support attacks, right? When an enemy unit in range receives targeted damage from an ally, perform an instance of support attack. So Chongju cares. Like the truck, for example, does not generate one of Chongju's follow-ups, but Lewis doesn't care for volley fire as long as it is a active attack, so it can't be follow-up attack. Kind of confusing, whatever. We're gonna see if this little bug here dies on his own. I think he's actually gonna come and slap Charkery, so we might have to fix this later, but I'll rewind and worry about it then. Because that's okay, I kind of want to try something with your rewind. Don't bully me, Paul. Okay, this is literally my first time using this unit. Oh, now she kills it. Are you guys done yet? You still not done? Me. Okay. Nope, nope. Turn 4 we need. Begin to turn 4. Okay. No. Alright, we can kind of solve this. I'm gonna use like my big wrinkly monkey brain to do this. Let's have. We still need one more confectance on her. Okay, so we'll. Konju can just ult like normal. Paul says Vector should be able to get all the bugs with her mod key and AoE attack. Yes, and I'm a little confused of what you're saying here, Paul. Yes, she can, but that would require me to delay the ult the first turn. Right? Because the bugs spawn on even number turns, and she starts ulting on odd number. Right? She ults on turn 1, which means the ult's up on turn 3. But the bugs spawn on 2 and 4, etc., etc. So, yeah, I don't know if you want to delay it, though. That's such a huge loss, though. In this particular team, it's easier. I mean, this whole team is a disaster because these bugs are getting exploded by Sakura marks that are getting flown all over the place. Yes, you could do that. I don't think you need to. I think in a normal run where it's planned out a little better than this, you can have. This is the only guy that needs to be worried about. And these other ones can soak the attacks for a turn or two, and you can just kill them through whatever even number turns AoEs, or odd number turn AoEs. You don't necessarily need to kill them the second they come out. This is the only one you have to be a little conscious of, and I'm trying to think if there's another easy way to kill this for like non-burn. I'll let you know when I'll try it again on my my other team run, which is going to be Hydro Water. Anyway, back to this. Vector needs to go. We're gonna get a little creative with Vector here. Let's do this. That can get it, and then but I think we're then not gonna be able. This is only one wide. Damn it! Is my plan foiled? Yeah, because it's gonna swing right through here and it's gonna miss him. Son of a bitch! The plan is ruined. I guess I could alt. It's just gonna mess up the turn order then. Gross. I don't want to waste an attack to kill this thing, but I kind of have to. It's got to be like a real attack. Because if we come to here, it's going to be one tile wide, and it's just going to barely miss the boss with the alt. And if obviously if I go there, we're just not going to hit the bug. Unless... Nope, this is the same problem. We're going to be one tile short. If I could come to right here... But then whoever she's jumping to won't be in range to get pulled, I think? Actually, hold up. But maybe we can fix it. Okay, hold up. Lewis has got to go. But she has enough confectants. Let's come to right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Good enough. Range. Try this. Maybe we're cooking. Maybe we're cooking. Kind of a hard hitting ult for a no segment 4 person. Lewis. All right, we're cooking. We're cooking. All right, it's happening. Stakes into miracles. We didn't even have to waste an attack. We did waste in quotations confectants to do that though. Not the greatest, but we made it work. And also she's gonna be out of range now from getting hit with the tentacle swipe, which actually at this point I don't think it matters, right? We have 3 stacks of exhaustion, fatigue. Yeah, okay. Actually doesn't matter if she doesn't get hit. Alright, well. We continue on. I really don't know how I feel about all those attacks going off at the beginning of the turn. Like, it just makes a lot of other things kind of messy. Yeah, we'll just stay where we're at. We don't need to. Like I said, we could probably be getting a little more fancy. Like, we could have someone soak this one and all that. We don't need to, though. I'm trying to keep this as, like, bare bones controlled testing as possible. I don't want it getting too wide. Did get Ember off at the correct time there, at least earlier in the rotation. How y'all feeling about Lewis and Sakura? Yeah, I kind of echo what Paul said. Lewis she's been growing on me a little bit. She seems to be, like, the more I use her, the more I seem to like how she works, even at segment 0. She still has a little bit of, like, there's a couple annoyances with how she works, but overall she's pretty good. Sakura, I'm not a fan. I'm not feeling this unit at all. We're gonna see at the end here when we get the damage chart how far behind he is. Now, like, remember, this one is, like, not very geared, but I think you're still gonna see a huge gap in performance between her and other units. And so it's like, it's cool that she does all the little Sakura marks and she does little twirly spins and, you know, looks all pretty, but at the end of the day, I don't think she's really contributing a lot. I will say that I'm liking Vector's key a lot. The right ones, just so I don't have to deal with it. Yes, thank you. Okay, well, got them all that time. You know, Anju, you just hang out, have a good time. We can... I think we just do this again. We don't have enough confectants to do both. And we don't need... Yeah, we just... There might be a better Sakura rotation. I've kind of already lost interest in trying to min-max her, though. Let's do... You've already done all your support attacks of the turn. That's unfortunate. So there's a couple changes that have to make. Yeah, this is not triggering a volley fire, which is mega sad. Right, we're on turn 6. Ooh, yeah, she's gonna miss an ult because of that too. Mistakes into more mistakes. I probably shouldn't even be doing this AoE attack. I don't know. We have Embers active. It's kind of a wash. Like, I almost want to use a basic attack on the boss to get more Chonju attacks, but... I don't like how all those attacks are getting... So this is a solvable issue, though. Like I said, you would just have to not run that key. The key just, like, seems on the surface like, oh yeah, definitely run that on this team. But then once you see it in action here, you're like, oh, this is actually kind of annoying. Because none of those attacks, for example, were under the effects of Exilium. Oops, and yeah, whatever. Not important. I almost want to beg my boy to switch this key out, although I don't know if it would register in the next couple minutes for me to get any actual use out of it. This we can do, though. This is the last turn, so it doesn't matter. Come on, I clicked it. There we go. Thinking about it. Yeah, she needs to go so that this can ult. See, I'm gonna hard disagree with you guys. I don't want elemental reactions in this game, like, at all. They have it already kind of with electric and water. Like, if you generate electric tiles with, like, lava and stuff, if it's another electric tile that's already down, it'll detonate it. Or if it's a water tile, it'll also detonate it and do, like, double fix damage. I'm not a huge fan of those mechanics. They sound good, but I feel like what it does is it just artificially tells you what you can and can't run together, right? If you say electric and hydro units get to detonate, like, elemental reactions with each other, you're also saying don't ever use corrosion and fire. Unless you're going to do a elemental reaction for literally every single, like, combination, in which case, yeah, good luck. That's a lot of balancing, and I think we're a little late to be adding that into the game. I'm not really crazy about how the dev team has been balancing stuff in the first place, so I don't trust that they would balance something like elemental reactions. Lewis did way better than I thought she would. Way more. Like I said, Sakura is not really geared really well, so that doesn't surprise me that she's at the bottom. This is even with gear, though, because she's got her weapon, right? This is her elite weapon on her. She doesn't have her molding pattern, and probably could use some better attachments, but I don't see this number going above, like, 900,000. Not great. Not a great showing. Like I said, that's a lot of twirling and waving. These are like Kyohan numbers, right? It's segment 0. These are kind of the numbers I was getting with her. Although, to be honest, even she was beating Vector. Although that was before Vector's key. Vector kind of got a little better with the key. And this is now a segment 2 Vector from the free handout box. So these numbers have changed a little bit since I tested with Kyohan. But we could swap it out actually really quick. I could, like, speed run with Kyohan, but I don't know if that's necessary. Y'all know how she works, and this also wasn't a perfectly fair comparison because, like I said, we would really need to swap that key to get a nice comfortable rotation. Trying to think. So we run these. Do Lewis still. What could be our fifth? Let me just check. No, I just want to double check. Maybe somebody snuck another Sakura in here somewhere. Nope, it's literally just this one. Out of curiosity, we're gonna speed run this. I'm gonna try and do this as fast as possible, just to give you a, like, I can't really show you her stats without. We'll go to the fitting room after this, just to kind of get a like a level of comparison. Still want. Oh, you know what? Let's hop out real quick. I'm gonna swap that key real quick for Lewis. That is, so that, because I kind of want to know if that will fix the problem with Sharkery as the second target. Lewis, where are you? You're somewhere. That. I think we have to swap this one. This should fix the thing with Sharkery, which I think is more important than this key, which applies Overburn, because I think we're already capped on the number of Overburn like support attacks we get, so it shouldn't be a problem. That would be more important if you were not running Chongju. Oh, no, wait, we don't want. I'm just going to use Kyohan. Yeah. You don't have to worry about it, Jessica. There's not really enough time. It was the Sakura key. I wanted to test it without the key that applies Overburn whenever she puts Sakura mark on something. Because in this team, that causes all the attacks to go all over the place. Because every time she applies Sakura mark, I keep calling it Sakura mark. Every time Sakura applies Sakura mark to an enemy, it applies Overburn, which causes this team to just start like just blasting all over the place. So if you want to switch out Sakura's key that applies Overburn to something else, I don't really know. I forgot off the top of my head what she has, but yeah, any other key should work better. I'm gonna speed run this real quick and kind of just give a point of comparison as far as damage instances, or like overall damage. So, I know what you're saying, Paul. I'm not 100% sure if it's because you're losing. So, me and Paul are going back and forth on this, alting with Vector on 246 instead. You're losing a whole turn of the accelerant buff and the blazing assault, and I don't know if that offsets the gain of killing the ads, right? Because the ads are the only ad that's a problem is this one, and there's other ways you can like kill this one incidentally, which we'll probably end up doing in this run here. Oops, we need. This is a segment 0. She does have the weapon though. Which actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I probably should have saved this all for next turn, but doesn't really matter, I don't think. Like I said, if we just, the hardest part actually is just not getting bit by the bugs while we're trying to do our stuff. Yeah, the additional cleanse does help. It really depends on the team. Like, so for example, to me, I'm gonna be running for my run after this when I actually like want to like cash it in. It's probably gonna be Vector, Chongju, Tolo, Springfield, and so Springfield can actually do the cleansing on turns 2 and 6. So turn 4 would be the only turn where she's not covered. So I'd have to actually no. Then you could use Springfield to turn 1 alt. I don't know. It gets weird. I haven't thought about it too much. I figured I would just do it and then I'd figure it out. It does simplify it for sure. Like, for example, right now, if I had held the alt, you just alt and then all the bugs go away. You don't have to think about it. And now I have to be a little careful about where I stand because I don't want to aggro any of the bugs. Which, I don't know if that's possible, to be honest. Because the bugs tend to just do whatever the hell they want. This one up over here, I can probably take care of. I lied. You would have to waste an attack with Lewis. Like, Lewis doesn't really... She can't ever hit the boss and the ad at the same time, right? Just because, like... Even if I had better movement, I could get to, like, right here. We still couldn't hit both of them. The AoE from her is not wide enough to hit both. But it's okay because this AoE is, like, really crappy. So it's not the end of the world if you don't use it and you just direct an attack at one of them. Let's try that. Let's try that. We're gonna try it my way, you know. I definitely hit. Let's just move it. This actually, I think it's the camera right there. Thinking about this. Yeah. Think, yeah, that's fine. Gotta still get her hit with the tentacles. Although this is something I haven't tested too much. I just assumed the healing from Vector would be enough to keep this guy alive, but that might not be the case. We're gonna find out together and today. She can keep that guy alive. She should be able to keep everyone alive. If we throw this back to right here, this one, right? This would clean up all the bugs in this area. So we can't hit the bugs anyway if we throw it here. Like, it'll put them, it'll like ignite them or whatever. What's the debuff called? It'll put conflagration on them when they spawn, because they're standing on the tiles, but it doesn't really do much else than that if I put it right here. Try this. We're gonna try, because this also gets rid of the goop underneath the boss, underneath the boys here. Although, like I said, I'm a little worried about this guy over here. We're gonna see if Vector can keep him alive with her healing. So I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here, but I also am trying to reinvent the wheel. Yeah, it'll kill them, Paul, if they're in that spot, like on the 2, 4, 6 turns, not on the odd number turns, like where we're at. Like I said, if I threw it where she was at right now, it would hit here and not here. Same thing over here. This guy would be fine. Would not be affected by it. Ooh. I think we want her to go next. Like, we could have her kill this bug too. Because I don't think we care about... Like, this is such a weak hitting attack. Do we need... Oh, we need it to... 3, 4... no. We should still be able to get all of... I'm trying to make sure we're getting 6 attacks for Changju here. So 1, 2 from Vector, 3, 4 from Sharkery. Lewis is going to be 5, and then the Syrian Sizzle is 6. Okay, that's all of them. But we can kill this guy just for funsies if we wanted. So I don't think he needed to die, but you know, just to clean it up a little. This should be now triggering volley fire, right? It did trigger volley fire. Okay, so at least we fixed that problem too. You have Vector positioned on the other side. She should be able to kill the bug with one of her support attacks. Which... One second. Let me fix. Are you talking about if I had her positioned here, she should be able to kill this bug? Because she can do that from where she's standing right now. Right? Like her support attacks can reach this guy. You just need to apply Overburn to it somehow to actually trigger the support attack. I mean, I guess if you also stood here, you could kill it, but then you're also out of range of these two. Can't show you, but I'm pretty sure you're out of range of these two if you're standing in this spot. But so this is the only one we're even worried about because we don't want him hitting the escapee. Let's just have everyone here for safety again. I know Paul. I know Paul. They are and they aren't. They're not an issue if you do it on 246, but they are an issue if you're doing it like me. Trying to think where I want to do this. Yeah. Look how big this alt is. Not big enough. That's the problem. All right. I think I'm giving up on this. I think this idea is a disaster. I think you're converting me to the 246 club. I don't think there's... I thought we could kind of make this work another way. Because like I said, I wanted to keep the buffs up for turn 1 because that's a significant amount of damage that you're missing out on. But it's just, it causes too many problems in all the other turns. Right? Even with Kyohan here, it's like with an alt like this big, still can't hit the ad and the boss with it. It's just like you have to divert attacks to kill them on like weird numbered turns. Like for example, right now I don't have Soaring Leap up. I could use Lewis to hit him, but at this point the rotation for her is kind of evened out, and I can be alternating Oops, actually, I messed up the rotation. But if I had not messed up the rotation, you could be alternating between these two. So, I don't know, man. It just causes so many other problems that make it messy. Yeah, well, it doesn't... So Paul says turn 1 damage doesn't really matter. It does matter if you're 1 or 2% off of the kill, right? It's one of those things where it never matters until it matters. Sure, I mean, if you're killing the boss doing 246, everything's fine. But if you're trying to squeeze out a little extra damage, then it's not fine. But the problem is, I just thought about this. If I was doing this the real try-hard way, you'd also want to be soaking AoEs, right? And soaking AoEs while there's bugs alive is a huge pain in the D, right? In fact, I don't even think you do it. I do it with Springfield because she doesn't actually attack, right? Like Springfield can come over here and soak this one while there's bugs alive because she's just throwing buffs on people. She doesn't really care about attacking. But in, like, for example, this fire team here, where I would be, if I was trying to spread out, like, for example, if I had Chongju coming up here after the 3rd stack of fatigue, after he's got his 3 stacks of fatigue and I don't need to be around him anymore for that, if I had, like, Chongju coming over here, then, like, Sharkery coming over here, having the bugs alive would cause a big problem. So... okay, you know what? You win me over. Fine. You happy? I just wanted to test some stuff out. Is that so hard, guys? We can kill this bug, though. Hit him. Is that so wrong, guys? I wanted to try something fun out. Wanted to get messy, makes mistakes, as Miss Frizzle would say. Just gonna do this then. What if I had unlocked some ancient Chinese secrets here on stream and I had discovered a forbidden strat that worked? You know, then y'all would be praising me as a hero. We will just kill this guy. I'm just going to speed through this like I said I was going to. Oh my god, game. There we go. I'm just going to speed through this like I said I was going to, just to see where Kyohan stacks up damage-wise to that Sakura, which, once again, we kind of know. Deep down inside, we kind of know. But I will do it just because I said I was going to, and that's the whole reason we zoned in here. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. I did it on stream. Everyone bullied me. Although it is kind of funny to say I'll speed through this with the fire team because, you know, you don't have a choice. You have to watch all these follow-up attacks. Look, I'm going to remember to do Sharkery's turn correctly on turn 5. Game, you're struggling, dude. You're struggling. Come on, game. We zoom in. Next turn we should have an alt up, yeah. God, I hate this bug. Gotta like wiggle the camera until it like decides to continue the animations. Oh my god, game! One more turn. We have to do one more turn of my cursed strat, and then you guys won't have to witness it anymore, I promise. Oh my god, game, come on! I'm wiggling the camera so hard right now. Oh my How is this bug still not fixed? This has been in for just have everybody else do their turn like normal. Gotta wiggle the camera. I think we're gonna have Lewis clean this guy up over here. Oh, come on. Poor Lewis is getting stuck on bug duty. And she shouldn't have to be. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. Oh, you know, I just realized one thing. We have Embers this turn? No, we don't. I lied. It's not that big a deal then. Because I'm supposed to ult this turn, but we'll just hold it till next turn. This run's so scuffed already, it don't matter. Speed running with wiggling the camera every single time. I like if I rotate the camera, will the game get out of its funk? Stand in the vector spot. Congratulations, you did it. Maybe not. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Riveting content, I know, guys. I don't really have much commentary to add to what I'm doing, right? This is just a very standard press the fire team button. Here we can get a little value there, though. And then Lewis can finish it off with an ult. I mean, we hit sub 50%, you know, that's alright. I think this team did slightly better than the Sakura team, but not by much. I want to say the Sakura team was, what, 6,500 or something like that? I've already forgotten. Okay, let's... all that to look at this. Changju did significantly more damage this time around. I'm guessing that's because I actually procced all of her attacks. Oh, Sharky did a lot more. Everyone did a lot more. What changed? So Kyohan did about the same as Sakura. She did a little more, but Sakura also... This is a little deceiving, too, because I was hitting 2 targets with her ult sometimes. I'm trying to figure out why everybody else in the... Lewis did about the same. Sharkery went up like 300,000. So did Kyohan, or Changju. And even Vector went up like 100,000. I'm not sure why, though. Maybe the Embers just happened at a better time. I did the same cursed strat for both attempts, so I don't know. Well, whatever. Yeah, and last time we did 550,000. This time we did I'm sorry, 5.5 million. This time we did 5.9 million. So this team did better even with Johan on it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just not crazy about Sakura. Like there's not enough synergies that like just make her more comfortable to use, right? Like that's another thing that I would say, like even if her damage stayed the same, right? It's just not like crazy amounts of damage. The she just doesn't he doesn't make the team more comfortable to run. Yeah, okay, he switched the key because he's Chad, but we're not gonna do another run. The stream's already getting on past where it should be. I've long overstayed my welcome. This would definitely fix the issue with all the attacks going off on random targets and stuff. I don't know. I mean, she's okay. Like that's the best I can say about her. She's just okay. Everyone's kind of, in agreement. You know what? Actually, last time, did I not have the burn buff on? I already forgot the first run. Maybe that was why the damage was so different. No, actually, no. I did. I had it on for both. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch the VOD, and I'll probably see it right away and be like, oh yeah, well that's why we're doing so much more damage. But yeah, like I said, Sakura, just a shame. She doesn't even seem that great at higher segments. Like I said, I know she's not supposed to be like doing sentinel damage, but she's just one of those awkward units where it's like I don't really know what they were trying to accomplish. Now in the future she might get a lot better, right? Like the fact that she contributes embers to the team in the future, that might be very important. Right now it's kind of like it's okay, but if, for example, they have a fire unit in the future that decides every time ember is accumulated, or every time you get to the ember phase or whatever, when embers are like active, X, Y, and Z happens, and it's like a very strong and powerful thing that unit does. Not necessarily like a team-wide buff, but like whatever. Think like I don't know, think like how Leva does follow-up attacks if you apply negative charge. Think of it something like that, where it's like as long as the Ember state is active, this unit does, I don't know, something crazy, 10 million follow-up attacks or something per turn. Then all of a sudden you don't care about the damage contribution of the individual units. All you care about is how fast you generate Embers. And then all of a sudden she might be like auto-include, because it's like, we only have, whatever, 4 units that generate Embers. Something like that. So, I'm not going to say she's totally bricked forever. I'm just saying, like, right now, she's in the awkward spot of, like, the team, she works, but, like, she works in a weird way with a lot of the team members. I'm not wildly sold about her. I think my other issue is that the way her AoE works is it's not much different than Vector's. So, especially at segments 1 and above, I think. Yeah, 1 and above. Overheat combustion now radiates in a 3x3. It's not as much damage as the Sakura marks, but this is pseudo AoE damage generated from your main target. Sakura marks don't have a much bigger range than that. Sakura, I think, does... You see? I think it's 2 tiles, right? Sakura marks... Yes, 2 tiles. So you don't even get like a bigger AoE. Like I could see if this was like a 5 or 6 tile AoE that was being generated from this. So all of a sudden now she turns the fire team into like a pseudo AoE team based on the main target. But, just having it be 2 tiles, well, that kind of already overlaps with what Vector does. And because there's so many attacks coming out of the fire team, I feel like if you have a smaller unit next to the main target, it's probably going to die, even though Vector's, like I said, her overheat combustion is only doing 20% fixed damage. I still think with so many attacks happening on the team, that'll be more than enough to kill it. So I can't even be like, well, she turns the fire team into pseudo AoE. Because she's not even really good at doing that. Yeah, exactly. A future burn unit would work with Embers, and that is probably her best hope for being like a solid slot. Otherwise, she's, you know, she's okay. She's just okay. Not a complete dud. She's not Centurisi getting booted off the healing slot by the other support, you know. She's not quite that bad, but anyway, I don't think we're going to be grabbing her on this account. I think we're just going to continue to hold position. And we're going to see what happens with G41 and General, how they turn out. I think the next stream, I might do another stream later this week. I specifically delayed tonight's stream because I wanted to do some Gunsmoke shenanigans, which, looking back on it, seems like I shouldn't have done that because you guys all just made fun of me the whole time. But I wanted to do some Gunsmoke stuff. I might do another one at the end of the week. I've had more time to kind of play around with all this stuff and test some things, but I don't think much is going to change. This is a repeat boss after all, so I think most people kind of have gotten into their groove of like, these are the teams I run and this is what I do. I don't know if there's going to be much to go over if we do another stream later in the week, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll have a stroke of goodwill and I'll want to get Sakura anyway, even though no, I won't use her much. But I think, are going to call the stream there. I said I don't foresee any more big news. CN side news is probably going to be pretty quiet until probably the next character. Now I think about it. So we'll keep you guys up to date on that. And yeah, if not, you guys have a wonderful week. I wish you luck on Gunsmoke. So I'm gonna go sweat it out now on my own time and see if we can get those double kills with the new Hydro Fire. I'm pretty sure the Hydro team, my Hydro Fire team, is gonna be able to get a kill this time. We were like a couple % off last time, and now I got Vector's key, and I think that's gonna just make the difference. So that'll be fun. I'll sweat that out off camera. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Like I said, keep an eye out. I want to say it'll be this upcoming weekend, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll, like I said, try and post it a day earlier. So, and yeah, that's pretty much everything. I will catch you guys next time. Let's go to where's my ending screen. Bye-bye, everyone. You guys have a good one, and good luck on your Gunsmokes. See you later.